What's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel, John's Daily Hustle. So today we're going to do a review of my Bilt 33-inch wide area walk-behind mower. Now this one in particular is the older MTD Bilt walk-behind. This one was the one that's actually made by Garden Way. So this is like a 98 model. So this is an actual MTD. So it is very similar to the Cub Cadet 33-inch, and I forget what the other brand that makes their 33-inch as well. It's very similar to that, but there is some differences. Now starting right off the bat, one of my complaints I have with this mower is this mower in particular is very underpowered. This one has the 8.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor. Don't get me wrong, that motor is a very good motor. It's done me very well. However, because this is only a mulching deck, which leads me to my other downside, or my other problem I have with this, is because it's only a mulching deck, so the only place the grass has to go is mulch. And it does shoot out in the back there. It's almost like a rear discharge, so I guess you could say a rear discharge mulching deck. But because it's that and doesn't side discharge, it doesn't have enough power to keep these blades spinning. If you get to any kind of thick grass, it will slow down. So let me show you here. As you guys saw, I had to keep lifting it up like that to let the grass fly out of it in time for me to keep going. Now, this mower is pretty simple to operate. It does have your throttle, choke, and it has 4 gears plus a reverse. And then obviously you engage the blades here. Now going back to the not having enough power for the motor, that also affects how it drives. If I'm going through the thick stuff, it won't be able to go full speed at in gear 4. The thick stuff, you really have to drop it down to gear 1, and I mean, even then it just barely goes because of how underpowered it is. It will bog down. Now the one nice thing is, this mower is pretty light. As you guys can see, I just picked it up right there, so it's maybe 150, 200 pounds tops. So it's heavier than, say, a little push mower. Compared to a larger walk-behind mower, like that one there, you can actually lift this up. The reverse on this is also a really nice option, as you don't have to really muscle this thing around. I also like the fact that it has caster tires on the front, as opposed to just a regular push mower that has solid tires on the front. You have to do one of these numbers to make it turn around backwards and stuff. This mower particularly has pretty effortless turning. You know, I'm just using, my 2 fingers there to turn it. And it doesn't quite give you a workout like a push mower will or a big walk behind like that will. Since we are talking about the casters already, let's go to the negative side of the casters. So one, these are serviceable casters, as you guys can see right there. You can put grease in them. So if you keep them greased, they work nice. But the downside to these as well, you can see how very small they are. So if you get into any kind of wet grass, it will dig down. As you can see, it's pretty muddy right there. It will dig down and leave lines, as well as it'll really make it hard to turn. One other pet peeve of mine that drives me crazy that I think really almost all mowers should come with, or at least these types of mowers, is a gas shutoff valve somewhere right here on the line. Because what happens is during transport, the gas seems to overflow into the carburetor. And you can actually see, well, it's kind of dark right here, but gas will actually start leaking out of the carburetor, and it will potentially flood the motor. As well as, there's no hour meter anywhere on this, and that drives me crazy when lawnmowers don't come with hour meters. You're paying how much for that? An hour meter is so cheap, why does it just not come with it? Now, both of those things is easily fixable. You can buy them yourself for probably $6 a piece and put them on yourself in less than 10 minutes each. Be good to go after that, but it's just one of those things that drives me crazy that they don't come from the factory with that, especially the fuel shutoff valve, because when you go pick it up from your dealer and you take it home, if it has gas in it, I guarantee it's probably flooded by the time it gets home. I do know some guys say that about the new Cub Cadet 33-inch, that it also doesn't come with a shutoff valve on it still, so it still floods itself during transport. So I hope somebody that has any kind of pull in a manufacturer watches this video and sees that. Guys, please install a shutoff valve for the fuel and an hour meter on mowers. That should be standard. One other thing that I'm not sure entirely how I feel about it yet is the deck lowering system. This is it. This is all you do right here. That lowers it and that raises it, as you guys can see right there. Now there's not numbers, there's letters. As y'all can see right there as I lower it. Now that's pretty nice. But it does get kind of tedious at one point. It's kind of annoying because you have to raise this all the way up to put it on the deck, and then you've got to lower it. And for some reason to me, it seems a lot harder to remember what letter I set the deck on than it is what number I set the deck on. But that's just me. Now, some of the very positive things about this is it's way better than a push mower using. I'd rather use this than a push mower. Between it being self-propelled and you don't really have to push it unless it gets stuck or, you know, like I said, because this one in particular is underpowered and you have to get through some thick stuff, you might have to push it. But like I originally said, it's pretty effortless mowing, as you can just whip this baby around like this and turn it around and it's good to go. As well as how wide it is. It's literally 33 inches wide. So, you know, that's 13 inches bigger than your standard push mower. 10 to 13 inches bigger anyways. So that makes a difference. Now I know there is the Toro and Exmark 30-inch, and now the Skag 30-inch is coming out. They could be a pretty big competitor to this one, or at least you could do a pretty good comparison, but this mower in particular, there is no comparison to the Toro 30 or the Exmark 30. I believe would be a better mower than this one here for all the reasons like I've said in this video. Now the other plus is this size tire. I absolutely love that this has big back tires on it. That's good for everything from jumping curbs to mowing some pretty rough properties and even mowing on hills. It makes it so easy to do those few things because when you hit rough stuff, it doesn't jerk it out of your hands or you don't get stuck like you normally do on a regular push mower or even one of the smaller walk behind. The fuel tank on this mower is actually a pretty decent size for what it is. I believe it holds a gallon of fuel in there, maybe a little less than that. I don't remember for sure, but it's pretty efficient. Like I said, it is a lower horsepower motor, so it doesn't quite suck all that much gas. But it is a pretty efficient mower to run. Like I said, this started my business. I would put ramps up to the truck. I would ride up on it, you know, push this up on it. And that's how I got going. And this motor, like I said, is definitely Old Faithful. Just one pull and she fires up. You can literally let it sit for 2.5 months in the cold winter. And I guarantee you with the choke on, you pull this once and she'll fire up. Unless, of course, you just transported it and it flooded on the drive there. Then it won't fire up on the first pull, but that's besides the point. One other downside to this mower is it is very hard to find parts for. As this mower is going on 20 years old, it's almost impossible to get parts for it now. All in all, it's a pretty decent lawnmower. If you can find it for a good deal, I would say buy it. However, there are alternative options like the Toro 30, the Exmark 30, and soon to be Skag 30-inch mower that are pretty good options to go for. As well as now you have the Cub Cadet 30-inch, and I think there's another one, I don't remember what it is, but if you have the option to buy any of those. So this mower is good on hills, it's good on rough stuff, it's efficient, it's better than push mowing, easy to operate. However, it's hard to find parts for, it's underpowered, it doesn't have an air hour meter, or a fuel shutoff switch. Do I think it's worth buying? Well, the answer is what's your budget and how much are you getting it for? I bought this mower for $300 back in the beginning, and it's what started my business. And it really did me a really good job, really well, starting my business, and it snowballed until, you know, I had a need for a zero turn. So to me, I could sell this mower for $150, $200, and it's worth its weight in gold all over. You know, it did me very well. However, in my experience, in my personal opinion, I would not buy this mower for more than $500. Because like I said, that $400 to $500 mark seems to be about the mark for buying the Toro or the Exmark 30-inch used. For this year motor, I would recommend buying one of those over this one again. I would seriously consider buying it again now that it's been updated, has more power, and if you could fix a few of those things that I mentioned in this video, I would seriously recommend buying it again. Now, I wasn't trying to compare the Toro 30 or the Exmark 30 to this mower in this video at all. However, I like to bring those up because they are a really good competitor to this mower. I definitely recommend this over push mowing. So if you could get one of these or a push mower, like a 21-inch, I would definitely go with one of these. So let me know in the comments below if you run one of these mowers or if you're looking at getting one of these mowers. And let me know what you're looking at getting. Ask me any questions you have. I'll try to answer them if I can. I hope I help somebody out that's trying to decide on buying it. So please give this video a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, y'all.